the night that covers me black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. I told this brother, I said, listen, man, I don't even want to talk to you until I start recording this interview. And let me say something very seriously before we jump in. To all the current brothers in the organization, right? I'm talking specifically to brothers and to members of other Greek organizations. If you have a good process and you have a process full of people who are genuinely looking out for your best interests and willing to impart the necessary knowledge and wisdom that it takes to make a quality brother or a quality sister of an organization, you've been blessed as far as I'm concerned. And in our organization, we have a gesture. For those of you that have been to a Lambda Sigma Upsilon probate, you've seen prospective members in all white, and you've also seen them with a white beret. I won't get into the significance of the beret, but a gesture that we have among brothers and among new brothers is if a brother has impacted your process greatly, you give that brother your beret as a sign of respect and admiration. And this brother right here, three.
Oh,
four.
Wait, you missing the count. We're already on 4.
We on 4. 5, 6.
That's it right there. That's it.
This brother has
other things,
amassed 6 berets. And that is a testament. One of them is mine. And that is a testament to a couple of things. It's a testament to the quality of man that this brother is. I seen it back then. I haven't spoken to this. This is the first time that I'm seeing or speaking to this brother in years. And it's just like the last time we met up.
This is my guy. My guy for real.
My good brother, what is your name? What chapter are you from? And what semester did you cross?
My name is Chuck Bermudez from Zawadi chapter, University of Delaware.
Shout out Zawadi.
Yeah, crossed 2009, spring 2009. Right. And I'm an old man, so I had to throw a little apparel on. I barely get to wear this stuff, you know what I mean?
I love it. And what I love even more, bro, I love the brothers that I'm getting on from before 2010. Because it's important to have the influence and the, this is, first of all, Happy New Year. And thank you for being on the show, my good brother, my good brother, right? So you've been in the organization. This is spring 09 to spring 19. This will be your 11th year. You just hit 10 years.
Yes, sir.
And so you have 10 years in the game as a brother. I'm sure you've gone on to do amazing things post-college, which we're going to get into. But I just wanted to genuinely thank you from the bottom of my soul, bro, for taking the time out of your day. I know you're a father, to do this interview with me, to have this dialogue, and to show brothers, what an exemplary Upsilon man, an upstanding Upsilon man looks like in my eyes. So thank you, my brother.
And thank you. No, I appreciate that. And another thing I just want to, emphasize is that, I've been a brother for 11 years, and I'm going to get back into the game. What I mean by that is that for the past 2 or 3 years, I took for myself so I can build on my family, build on my personal life. Not that LSU was getting in the way of that, but I couldn't provide my best work for LSU during that time, and I have to be, do what's best for myself and my family. But with those 11 years, I've been active, with the exception of the last 3 years, and I feel like we need to stress that amongst brothers is that whatever change you want to see, or if there isn't a change, then be the change that you want to see.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's something I've always exemplified in myself. Like, all right, I didn't have these opportunities, but maybe I could pass it to the next young man that looks like me. No doubt. Not even that it looks like me. That if you come from where I come from, if I can relate to you, then it just makes it that much, easier just to give.
Yeah.
I'm always willing to give, but when they look like me, or I know we share the same experiences, I know where you're coming from.
No doubt. And that's proven, but with the amount of berets that you just showed the people in the front, you know what I'm saying? So you're succeeding in that tradition already. You know what I mean? So I commend you for that, and I congratulate you for that, my brother. So good to see you after all these years, man. So good to speak to you, see your face. You know what I mean?
Crazy. It's so crazy.
Crazy, man.
We got to take this to the next level, like an in-person zone right now.
Yeah, I know. It'll get there. This is just a taste. This is a taste for the people, man. A little taste for the people and for the brotherhood, man. So listen, bro, let's get right into it, man. Talk to me because, as cool as we are and as good as it is to see you, I'm realizing that with the brothers that I have on the show that I'm thinking, I got personal relations with, and I do, there's a lot that I don't know about these brothers, and there's a lot that I don't know about you, personally. So, let's take it back, bro. Let's take it back. Where are you from? What kind of blood runs through your veins? Talk to us a little bit about your early life and your family, man.
Cool. So I'm Puerto Rican and born and raised in North Philly.
All right.
So I've been there. I was in Philly for, I want to say, up until my sophomore year in high school. Stuff was getting crazy. My background from my family, I'll be open with it. I come from a drug background as far as my family. On both sides. So
now, when you say drug background, you mean like the people in your family were users? Were they involved in the selling? Were they selling? Were they hustling?
The selling, the hustling. Okay. Yeah. So as far as like being brought up in that background, it was really hard to make the right decisions. And like growing up at a young age was really tough because there was so many. I had way more opportunities to do the wrong thing, and my chances to do the right thing was slim to none. And even when the opportunities presented themselves, I didn't even know how to handle it because I didn't have the role model. But what I did have was the before and after of doing it the wrong way. So the way I pretty much made it through my young childhood was like, all right, well, I'm gonna do the opposite of what everybody else did before me. Because apparently
you was conscious of that as a young boy. But what put it in your mind to be like, all right, let me do the opposite? Was there somebody giving you game? Even if it wasn't a man, was it a female giving you game, or was this just a feeling that you had on your own?
Well, no, like what I mean is that when I saw it from the beginning to the end, as far as like that other life, I've seen it like come off the ground. Obviously, that it makes it seem like it's good because you see all the
glitz and the glamour and all that. Yeah,
right.
No doubt.
But I saw the end with like the indictments, everything being taken. Yeah. I was like the end of that lifestyle. I want to say I experienced that at the age of like 11 or 12 years old.
Wow.
So at that age, I lost my pop to prison, and like those were like my pivotal.
Those are years.
Yeah. Like
that's middle school years. That's the age group that I've been working with. That's when this, the foundation is set.
Yeah. So like walking into like the school or that type of environment, it wasn't something that I was used to handling to be successful. It was like, I'm gonna go through these motions because I got to come here and that's it. But I think at that age, at 12 years old, I was like, all right, you already know what's hitting for. You already know this ain't the way. So what are you going to do to figure it out? So
at this point, when you lost your father to the system, were you with your mother? Who were you with at home at that point?
My mother, she at this time.
You have siblings as well?
No, I'm the only one.
Oh wow.
So, I don't even got to look at older brothers to look up to or nothing. It was on my own, man.
Wow.
My mom worked third shift at Temple University. That's like a level 1 trauma center. And at the time, she was also going to school at Drexel full time. So between working third shift and then she had to go to school in the morning, I was handling myself.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. My mom did what she had to do and everything she had to do to take care of me. But at the same time, like, how was she going to advance the family? How was she going to provide me with a stronger foundation?
No doubt. Yo, so how do you remember piecing that together, though? So you're like 11, 12 years old. Your mother's not really around. Like, you were only child. You got nobody in the crib. Like, what were your thoughts at that point from what you can remember? Did you just know that you had to hustle and make something happen for yourself? Or was you scared at points? Like, what was going through your head at that time? And I ask, right? I always ask because I stack up the experiences of the brothers that I've been talking to against my own experience. See, my parents are significantly older than I was. They wasn't involved in nothing. You know what I'm saying? My father worked, my mother was home. God bless them both. Still with me
Right.
to this day. But it's just such a different experience than when I'm coming up with that. I'm just curious as to the psyche of a young man who's going through that.
All right,
And
so
then transition to where you at now. We'll get to
right.
that.
So like I'll pause where I'm at just to give you even a little more of a history. My mom and my pop had me at 17 years old, 19 years old. So I'm a product of a teenage pregnancy. I'm and then I'm also a product like once I was born, I want to say by the time I was 5, my parents were split.
Wow.
Yeah, so like
So you was
my
only
life,
living with your mother?
I
Or
was
you was like
bouncing
back and forth?
I was bouncing back and forth. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
And then obviously, once 11, 12 came, I was just with my mom. So from the time, I guess back to our story, from the time that 12-year-old me came and all the family situation was getting pulled out from under the rug, I want to say within like that 3-year span, my mom pulled me out and moved me to Delaware. Now, the reason she was doing that because I started to get into the fights.
I was just the question that was right on my mind is, what was school like under these conditions? Because what you talking about, bro, are similar conditions to so many of our kids in middle school.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So many. So I know, the effect that has, but for, if you could just go into that, I know you was about to, but the specifics of what that must have been like in school,
So, so in that little 3-year span before my mom pulled me out, it started off with the fighting, a lot of fighting, because I felt like I couldn't let nobody like punk me because my pop wasn't around. Like I didn't have nobody to go get. I didn't have I'm the oldest boy in my family too. Like as far as my cousins, so I'm the oldest one. I ain't got an older brother. I ain't have my pop, uncles. Really, I talk to them, but not like that. So, basically anything that I thought was a problem, I would just get myself into fights or whatever it was, just to kind of seize things where it's at so that it wouldn't escalate. And I think with that, I started to like get this hunger for like just wanting to run stuff like the wrong way.
Yeah.
And it was dangerous, bro, because I was smart because I wasn't a bad student.
That's what I was about to ask. Were you academically on point?
Yeah, I was always academically on point.
Yeah.
So I was the one, like, I was a student that you wouldn't think any of this, that I would be that kid. You know what I mean? Bro, I mean, to keep it real, I went to school with, like, bundles of weed, selling it. And they never knew it was me.
What grade we talking about at this point?
This is, like, the summer between 8th and 9th grade.
All right.
So this is where it's getting, like, it was getting really bad.
And you were still in Philly at this point?
I was in Philly at this point. I was catching 2 city buses to get to a Catholic school that my family put me in.
Yep.
And I was making these moves in the Catholic school, like, and the nuns and nobody could
nobody knew. Nobody had
nobody
an idea.
knew. Nobody knew. Then bro, it was just a lot of work, like the dangers, all this stuff. I was like, this is not the way. This is not, because I already seen the beginning to end. And when I saw that all that work that was involved, and then the I already knew what I could lose because I see my family already lose it. So I was like, all right, this ain't for me. Like, no, this ain't it. I didn't make that decision completely on my own. What happened was my mom found stuff. And bro, I like, it broke my heart knowing that like I disappointed her because I knew she was working so hard, grinding so hard, paying for a college or not college tuition, a high school Catholic school, At this point, like that easy money wasn't there no more. That was like non-existent. So whatever dollars we had, my mom was like really working third shift at the hospital, going to school in the morning, providing the a meal on our table. Bro, we had our house, we had it was by Temple University, and we used to rent out rooms in the house to students so we can get by.
You can get a little more. Were you ever using the money that you was making from pushing the weight in school to? Was that only for you? Was that to help your mom? Like,
bro, and that was the thing. I didn't even need it. I don't even know what I was doing it. I don't know why I was doing it.
Yeah, that's what you knew.
That's what I knew.
Yeah,
that's what I knew to do. Like, I was like, this is what we're gonna do. Like, whatever. But it didn't equal. It didn't equal up. Like I said, I was always a smart guy. Like, scholastically, I knew the number. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I can't believe anybody will ever do this. Like, this don't make sense.
Yeah.
And I give 100% props to my mother.
Shout out to your mom, man. Shout out to your beautiful mother, man.
Yo, she did her thing, dog. Like, I think the last straw, and mind you, yo, to this day, dog, and she's probably gonna see this and she's probably gonna cry or something. But I ain't never tell her this, dog, ever. Like, all what she took it is she thought I was a user.
Okay.
I was never a user, dog. Like, that's just, you don't do that. But so I think if she sees us, she's gonna feel some type of way.
Yeah.
But at 30 years old, I still am scared to tell her this.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to break her heart. Even though, like, yo, I'm not that. I'm a successful person. I went to college. I did everything the way I was supposed to do. But it's to know that, like, I failed her that part where she trusted me the most.
Right.
That's where I was like,
that's going to affect her. But, how do you feel about – now this leads into something a little different, but I think also necessary. How do you feel about getting that off your chest, knowing that was a critical component of what you came up in? You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about letting that out into the open now? It came out pretty effortlessly.
Well, I've been wanting to do it. And I think for me, I was just waiting for some type of opportunity to do it. And although you can, everyone should create their own opportunities, but you don't. My mom lives in Delaware. I live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So, like, when we get together, that's not something that I want to. I have a son now. I was like, I want her to enjoy her time. I'm like, oh, hey, guess what? By the way, when I was 14, 15 years old, I did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, yeah.
Because to me, the reason why it's coming out so effortlessly right now is because it don't matter no more.
Right.
And I think that's why I probably just never brought it up, because I battled it on my own, not knowing my resources or who to go to like, straighten up.
It was all you. It was all you. You had to work it. Do you find yourself dwelling on your past? Do you dwell?
Yeah, for sure. I think what it is that, like, my peers now, I'm an X-ray tech, so I work at the hospital and stuff, and I see like other individuals that that had the two parents or had a good household and all that stuff, and it's not no jealousy or anything like that, but when I hear them, they're just like, oh, I'm just an X-ray tech, or I only did this with my life, and I'm like, whoa, we're doing the same thing, like. Right. I hustled, I bustled, I grind to get to this spot. Although you had your opportunities and this seemed like it was easy for you, I had to hustle twice as hard because, coming from a public school in Philadelphia, you already know what that school system is like. Bro, I didn't fail my first test till I went to college, and I never studied. And when I went to college, bro, I was just like, what is studying? Why do I need these books? Like, what are you talking about? Read these pages. Like, just give me the test.
Right.
And
and that's the thing, right? So many of us that come from the environments that we're not groomed for the experience that college has to offer. There's pockets of it. Like, I was fortunate enough to have a college guidance counselor that was like, yo, you got the opportunity to take a college class, do it. But even that didn't compare to the culture of being on a college campus. Yeah. Compared to, the areas that we come from. So, and I say that to say that some people are just groomed for that.
Right. So
they're prepared.
I guess so those are people that I'm talking about that have been prepared, and I guess they feel like failures because, or not failures.
All they are is an X-ray tech.
Right.
That's all they are. Right. Meanwhile, your side of the coin is like, yo, like, I had to fight.
They think I'm a doctor in the family. What you talking about?
Oh shit,
Yo,
that's
they
funny,
hit
bro.
me up like, yo, I got the flu. What should I do?
What do I do? What do I do? Yo, that's
So,
funny, bro. That's good, man. That's good. No, but you know what? Success. You define your own success, bro. You define your own success, and I think a lot of the unhappiness around success comes from not living up to the expectations or the definitions of success from other people, because you're not living up to their idea of success versus looking at yourself and just being like, yo, like, look how far I've come.
right.
You know what I mean? So you define your own success, bro.
Yo, and I do that with everything, bro. Like, even with my home, I do like before and after pictures because I feel like the way this thing life is called, you do the same thing every day. You wake up, take care of your kids, get ready for work, go to work, come back, gotta clean up, get ready for dinner, get your kids ready, do the homework, whatever it is, put them back to sleep. Now what? You're too tired to hang out with your wife or do whatever it is with her, and now y'all just want to go to sleep. But I think what happens is that there's a lot more in between that we miss. Like, I don't know, from remodeling certain things in your house or painting something or even hanging up a frame, that we let those little things pass by. Like, no, it is not a repetitive day. Look how much have grown, because if you do one thing different a day, by the end of the year you have 365 different things that you did for the year. And if you look at the beginning picture of whatever project you're working on and then you see the finished product, you're like, wow, there's progression. Look at what I did. Right. You feel more like accomplished, and whatever it is.
Taking small kind of actionable steps toward whatever it is that you want to accomplish. But let me ask you this, bro, because you mentioned wake up, kids, work, come back, bath, homework, dinner, and rinse, wash, repeat over and over and over. You ever feel like you in a hamster wheel, bro, with this routine?
It's a cycle.
Like, and how do you deal with that, bro? Like, some people find comfort in cycles. Some people find comfort in repetition and the same thing every day. No doubt. But like, what are your thoughts?
So it's funny because so first of all, communication is key with your spouse. Like that's just what it is. Like if you don't have that
let's backtrack for 1 second. So you are married with a child.
I'm married with a child.
You live with your wife and your child.
Yeah, we live together. Yep. I'm in my man cave right now, so I get to do whatever I want down here.
I see the lights. I like that. I'm gonna have to pay you a visit, bro.
but that's part of it. Like, this is my space. You know what I mean? My family's more than welcome to come down here. Yeah. But if I'm walking away, I need to breathe. Like, I'm looking for my break. I'm still in the house. So like, bro, I'll show you my setup. Like, look, watch my football games. You know what I mean? I got my bar. I don't go out to the bars. I got my bar, and I sit here at the table. If I need to work out, I'll do my little boxing. I got my tool chest. Like, I do laundry while I'm down here. But to answer your question, getting back to how do I what was the question?
Deal with the cyclical nature of things.
Right. So my wife and I just spoke about this, and we said that at least once a month we have to do a family outing. Whether it's the movies, whether it's skating, whether it's going to the park. We have to do something, because what happens is that when you get stuck in that cycle, it's January and the next thing you know is June. And you're like, whoa, what happened to April?
Oh, man, I know. Yeah.
And the thing, what happened was that you didn't do anything and time wasn't waiting for you. So now you realize, like, dang, I should have, actually did this event with my family, or I should have done. Like, the thing is, I don't know if you got student loan debts or anything, but I got debt. My wife got debt. We got that. So we're so
I'm almost done. I can imagine. So, side note for the brothers that have graduated that are in debt, or like current undergraduate brothers that you're gonna graduate with debt. Like, my little financial tidbit advice is just grind. I know life takes people in different directions, but like for me, bro, it's all about just eliminating debt as fast as possible, man. Right. It's taking me 7 years. I'm almost done. I should be done by calendar 2021.
There you go. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. So
And
know,
that
like,
should be on your focus board. You should see
yeah,
like, all right,
yeah,
I owe this much. Now I only
yeah,
owe. You gotta have that timeline, because if you
yeah,
don't have a timeline, you're not gonna see the progress that you're making. Like
exactly.
you already excited. Like it's 2020, and you already like, oh, I'm about to be paid, because you already have your timeline knowing that you're gonna be done in 2021. You already
Right,
set that.
right.
Right.
That's set in
And
stone. But where was you going with the debt thing? Because I'm curious. You were saying that you had debt and your wife had debt.
oh,
College debt.
so basically, to along with like wanting to pay that off as quickly as possible, you can't forget, to celebrate, that you guys are living together, that you guys, like, you have to enjoy your spouse's time. And if that means that you have to sacrifice something else, and I'm not saying, stop paying bills, but maybe you can not go to Wawa, or I don't know what you have out in New York, but don't go to the convenience
We
store.
got in New York.
Don't
What's a gas station we got? Sitco or something
Yeah,
like that. I don't know.
don't go to McDonald's. Like
Right.
do your grocery shopping and have meals, so that you can have some extra cash flow to actually to do something with your family, or to do something with your wife. Another thing we also do is that once a month is once we do our family thing, and like I said, this is very new, so we've only been practicing it for about a month or so.
Yeah.
We either invite my family over, or her family, or we send the baby somewhere,
Okay.
so that we can have us time.
No doubt.
Because I like another, now we're in a new year, New Year's resolutions and all that stuff. For me, it's self-care.
Yeah, so
Because
let's talk about that, bro, because that's a buzzword. I'm sure if you looked up the hashtag on Instagram, you will find
people
millions of
go,
posts on self-care and self-care. And I'm having a conversation with my boy the other day, right? And I've personally never used the term self-care for myself. I don't know,
right,
because I feel like the term has been co-opted now. Like I feel like the term has been co-opted to the point of, yeah, self-care, aka giving yourself an excuse to keep doing toxic and destructive shit to yourself. You know what I mean?
When I say self-care,
I can only speak on what I observe. But talk a little bit about that,
So like when I say self-care, I mean, if you go out and drink and do your thing, like, I guess that's what you do. But me personally, self-care is like, all right, I don't know about you, but I feel real good when after I get a haircut. Don't know why. It just makes me feel better. Another thing for self-care, sit down, think to yourself, and provide, like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do this week. This is how, you got to create an action plan.
Manage time management, like literally break it down. Like, and I believe in that, bro. Like almost like an hour by hour breakdown of how you want to capitalize on your time,
bro,
especially.
I'm old school, bro. I carry a little agenda in my pocket. I got like a calendar board in my kitchen with my wife, and like, don't ask me, it's on the board. Like, if it's not on the board, we good.
All right.
Because I'm trying to eliminate like the stressful conversations. Like, yo, is the bill paid? Did you pay the electric bill? It's on the calendar. It's paid.
Yeah.
No, it's not paid. And I feel like I don't want to come to the dinner table and talk about finances in front of my son. Like, I want to talk about, like, how was your day, or let's plan this trip. Okay, is it a little hefty? Well, then let's make a timeline to figure out how much we're gonna have to pay monthly or weekly, so that we can go to this trip.
Let me build on this for a second, because this is important. Because I have a lot of conversations with fellow educators about the lack of financial education and literacy that's built into the system, and we ain't getting financial game unless we search it up ourselves, or unless we're given the game outside of school. Are you planning to have financial conversations with your boy? And if so, what are those? I don't know if you're giving this thought. It's just where my mind went. But what are those conversations look like? Like, how are you going to introduce the topic of financial education to your boy in time?
So my thing is gonna, and I spoke to my wife about it. And see, my son is only one, so I feel like we're ahead of the game with.
You got time.
Yeah. So but what the conversations that we've had is that let's say he wants that. I don't know, PlayStation. I don't play PlayStation. I don't got nothing. But let's say he's into like those video systems. I know they're super expensive. Or he wants a ticket item that's, a lot. What we plan to do is take that ticket price, give him, like, he already has first of all, he already has a bank account. So any money that he's given, I'll tell you right now, he's not getting it right now. He's going straight to his bank, and he'll get it when he's older.
Yeah.
Because I don't. He doesn't know what he's doing with it. He's gonna blow it. Like even when he's a teenager, he's gonna blow it. But anyway, getting back to your question on how I'm gonna introduce this to him is that I'm gonna show him like, all right, you want this $500 PlayStation? This is your bar that you need. This is how much money you need. You're at 0. So cutting the grass or helping the neighbor out or
going out there and working
hustling
for the money. Hustling for the money.
And either A, you could put this money in the bank account, or B, you could keep that in your pocket. But what this bank account is going to show you is that if you don't put nothing in, you're never going to get that PlayStation because you're going to spend that pocket money on candy, on going out, on
on liabilities.
Right, exactly.
And even the PlayStation in and of itself is a liability, you know, but I feel what you're saying on like we're working for the big purchase. Yeah, that's good, man. That's good.
So, you know, and that's not to say that, you know, I'm not going to spoil my son or I'm not going to, is that I won't spoil him until he understands the value of $1.
Right. Copy.
Right.
Copy. I got you. And that's good, man, because the schools ain't teaching finance. Well, let me rephrase. Our schools are not teaching finance. Where, you know, where Boricuas are, where our black brothers and sisters are, we ain't getting financial literacy.
But it's mind blowing that I got out of high school, and I say this all the time. At 17, 18 years old, I didn't know how to do my taxes.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to apply for a loan.
Same.
I didn't know what a FAFSA was. I couldn't get approved to get my own cell phone, let alone my own apartment.
Right.
But I got approved for a $50,000 loan to go to college.
And a $3,000 limit credit card, which is
wild.
Bro, the best financial advice I got was from my pops, and this was at a young age, and it was just this one thing that I remember that he told me what a credit card was and how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a killer, bro. It's a killer if you're using the credit card on strictly liabilities, and that's how you end up in a debt trap.
Nobody love you more than the credit card. It'll never tell you no.
It'll never tell you no. Oh, please,
tell you no.
Come on, swipe me again.
Yeah, you want this? We got it. I got
you. Yo, so
just
true.
Pay me later. Pay me
later. Yeah. Pay me later. Oh, you can't make the monthly payment? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I got you. Man, yo, they the real gangsters. Let me tell you.
It's terrible, bro. It's terrible.
My family would have went to some banking or some politics, man. They would have been real thugs.
Listen, bro. Listen, because but there's almost a design in not having our people be educated on how to do this. You know what I mean? And you know, at this point in my life, bro, I'm not interested in two things. I'm not interested in complaining, and I'm not interested in convincing nobody of nothing. I say that to say, like, I understand that now we have the internet. It's as simple as a Google search on how the credit card is and how to use it and how to get financial literacy and education. So I know that we also have to take accountability for our own knowledge.
For sure.
I'm not, I don't want to put blame on nobody else no more. We can educate ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we knowledge is power, and it's right at our fingertips. Everyone got a phone, man. Some of these phones work better than these computers. So it's like, if you really want the knowledge, you really want the information, you got to go get it, bro.
Search it up.
Yo, just to kind of like, twist this up a little bit. Have you heard of The Secret? The book?
The Law of Attraction?
Yeah.
I have,
bro.
I have powerful info. What are your thoughts on that?
What are your thoughts on that?
But listen, I'll do you one better. I got you.
I got the book.
No, not that.
Oh, I thought you were about to show me the book.
I'm about to build. No, because we talking about The Secret, right? As far as the law of attraction goes and bringing things in toward you. This book, right? That's called The Complete Works of James Allen. You can find that PDF online. And I've been on this book, and this European is talking about the power of thought and how the power of thought, similar to The Secret, and how the power of thought, if you learn how to harness it, if you learn how to harness your thoughts and master your thoughts and understand where they come from, that all of your outward reality is simply a reflection of what's going on.
Yeah, bro. Seriously, I'm all 100% with that.
Come on now. Let's talk about it. Why'd you bring up The Secret?
So because mean, you were talking about like accountability and
Yeah.
and dealing with the credit cards and all that stuff. And basically, I feel like people use their credit cards and all that stuff because like you want something now. You want and you're not thinking about like how can you well, how can I put it? How can you obtain it yourself? Like, for example,
How can you like sweat for it?
yeah,
Take a little time, right?
Right. So I'll put it to you like I'm gonna take my own situation because I've used it myself. So what was it going on 3 years ago? I was living in an apartment with my wife, which she was my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And when we were in the apartment, I had told her, I was like, look, I'm got 1 more year in this apartment, and whether we're together or not, like I'm not doing this apartment thing no more because I want a house. And rent, bro, is just you get 100% of nothing.
I already know.
So that's kind of the game that I kicked her. And she was like, well, what do you suggest? I'm like, look, I'm not saying that we have to live separate, but if you have to go to your mom's, I have to go to my mom's, or we can stay and at somebody else's house and pay them rent. Whatever it is, we got to do whatever it is we got to do just to make it to these steps. So the end goal was to get a house.
Mm-hmm.
And in that 2-year span, bro, marriage came. And mind you, we didn't have the finances, but we were so focused and so many blessings was just coming our way and working opportunities and just all this opportunities to make extra money, legally, like jobs. And at one point I had 2 jobs on grinding and I wasn't tired because I knew what I was working.
Look. I feel in my soul where you're going with this, and it's a beautiful moment that you're about to drop. The problem with The Secret and the law of attraction is people learn about
sold separately.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. People think that they get put onto The Secret and the law of attraction, and all they got to do is sit and think, and it comes to them. Not the case.
No.
It's the vision and the application. It's right. The vision and the work. It's both. You can't have the vision and not sweat for it. It's good to have the vision. Like you said, your goal, your vision was the house.
Yo, and the first vision might not work. You're going to fall.
Right. But in that process, you learn.
Right.
In the process of getting to the vision, that's where the knowledge is. That's where the growth is at. Like you say, you was working 2 jobs. You knew
I didn't know I was going to do that. I was working 1 job, 3 12-hour shifts all 4 days a week. It was beautiful. I was just like, oh, this is what I went to school for. This is amazing. I'm off half the week.
Right.
But now I'm just like, all right, well, if I stay in this position, I'm stagnant. I'm plateauing right now. I can only bring but so much money in with 1 job, putting in a certain amount of hours.
Right.
This is what's going to happen. So, my wife and I, we buckled down. And we lived below our means, bro. We lived in the basement of my sister-in-law's house for 8 months. For 8 months, bro. So,
but like my question is like, because y'all shared this vision and you knew what it was gonna be, some people might think, the basement, that shit must have been miserable. Was it miserable?
Yes and no. Yes and no. No, because we knew that this was something we had to go through to attain what we needed.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Yes, because we didn't have our privacy. You know what I mean? We had to be respectful and mindful because it ain't our house.
No doubt.
Gotta make sure I don't make anybody feel uncomfortable or if I am, even if there's dishes in the sink, even if it's not my dish, you'll wash that dish. Because
just out of gratitude. Shout out to your wife, bro. Shout out to your wife, man.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to your beautiful wife, man. That's what's up to take the journey with you like that,
Yeah. And then, bro, after grinding so hard like that, she was like, yo, it's time. And I was like, it's only been 8 months. We're not ready. And she was like, nah, we ready. Like, we need to do this.
Wow.
Bro, car happened, like a newer car. House happened. Marriage happened. And shortly after we got into a house, maybe a month later, we were pregnant.
Yeah.
So in the span of not even 12 months, my life hit like 180 degrees, bro. Like
Completely, bro.
I went from like a recent college grad living with his girlfriend in an apartment, paying $750 a month, just like I can do whatever I want. But what are we going? Even if that's cheap rent, $750. That's for a 2-bedroom apartment. It was super cheap. We could have been living there and living that glamorous lifestyle on Instagram, showing her, going to X, Y, and Z place, buying all these fancy dinners and all that. But what are you attaining? Like, we could have went out every weekend, but what you celebrating for? Why you going out? Why you popping? What you pop? Pop bottles. Have a reason to pop the bottle.
Not just for the photo op.
Yeah, man. Like what you celebrate?
Bro.
Like, tell me what you celebrate.
A lot of insecurity, bro. A lot of insecurity. And it pervades all levels, all age groups, all ethnic groups.
And I don't post nothing on social. If you go on my social media, it's dry, like super dry, because I believe in something called malejo. Like,
talk about that.
So malejo is like basically it's like you have something or someone's hating off you for like the things that you have, and it's not necessarily that they're haters. It's that they want to attain and they can't understand why you are living their lifestyle.
Why you getting it and they can't get it, aka their own insecurity, and that insecurity, because they don't know how to healthily kind of deal with it. It manifests.
So I retract my statement on the hating part. Is that they can't comprehend why it's not happening for them.
Right.
But and my thing is, bro, that's my first reason why I don't post on social media, because I believe in it, and not that I don't. First of all, I believe it's true that you can have that, and I'm going to sound a little hypocritical right now, but I know that my strength and my belief and my faith in God, like, it can't phase me on my family. But to avoid other people feeling a certain type of way, I just don't post anything. It don't do nothing for me anyway. It doesn't give me financial gain. It doesn't give me any good. So why post it?
Got you. Okay.
So that's why I don't. But anyway, yeah, man. Like, law of attraction, crazy. My Leoho, that's a real thing. And getting back to the my Leoho stuff, I feel like me personally and struggling through the way I have, like, from the beginning to my life to now, and different type of struggles that I experienced from my childhood. I never really looked at it like, why couldn't my parents been, of age to have a child, and why couldn't my family not been drug dealers, or why couldn't they provide me these opportunities? I ain't never looked at such and such has it.
Dealt with it as is. You just dealt with it as is. You wasn't.
My thing is that, and I don't want to say I was thinking of this at that 12-year-old age. I want to say high school, college. I knew that I shouldn't wish for whatever somebody else has, because you don't know what they had to go through to get that.
Exactly. You never know another person's full life and situation.
No, bro.
And they don't know yours.
And like, for example, you could take a kid that got everything in the world. They could be 16 with a car, have all the name brand clothes, sneakers.
But their souls are empty and cold, bro.
Have a beautiful house. Parents are still together, but daddy still ain't ever around.
Yeah.
So
mother's addicted to prescription medications and shit.
Because daddy's working so hard to provide for everything that you missing his time.
Yeah.
So now, like, you don't have. So throughout this whole time when my pop was away, I talked to him once a week. Like, even when I was in college, and a lot of people who like
is he still in currently?
Yeah. No. He just got out, thankfully. Almost going on 2 years.
Wow, bro. I want to talk about that later on too, but yeah, go ahead. So you talk to him every week?
Yeah, and I think what blew my mind, and this was in college, that people were living with their parents and they weren't talking to them every week. Like, I had more of a bond and a relationship with my father that was away, 5-6 hours away, and he was more up to date on my life and what I was doing, and understanding what, like, not really understand what I was going through, but could kind of like hear me out, because that's all he could really do is hear me out on my struggles or whatever it is.
No doubt. Did you ever
that
resent him, bro, or were you always understanding? Did you ever have a moment where you was like, man, fuck this, man?
no, I understood. I
Yeah.
understood the whole time.
Yeah.
But I resent him even while understanding,
I got you.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because at that point I was like, I don't give a fuck why I understand. Like this is bullshit. Like, but again, that's what brought me back was like, yo, stop that hating shit. Don't look at somebody else's life and understand why.
Right.
Because that's not yours. It ain't meant for you.
It's empathy, man.
Yeah.
Empathy,
So,
understanding that you don't have the full picture.
yeah.
Nobody has the full picture of you. Damn, man, that's crazy, bro. That's really crazy. So let's take it back for a second, man. Let's take it back. Let's go to high school. Talk a little bit about your high school experience. You know, like at that point, she moved you from Philly to. Did you do high school in Delaware?
Yo, I hated it initially.
Why?
Bro, you figure I'm from North Philly, and my mom moved me to Newark, Delaware, and it's not country, but coming from the city,
The city, that's the sticks, bro. When I went to Delaware, when I was online, I was like, where am I, bro?
Yo,
crazy.
So when I was there, I was like, yo, there's public transportation. It only comes by like once an hour. I was blown, bro. I was so blown. You know, I didn't see. That was my first time. Not for nothing, but it's the first time I seen like Mexican people. I've never seen a Mexican. I never even really seen like white people.
Yeah.
So like because in North Philly it was just
Puerto Rican, Latino, black. Yeah.
And if you was white, it was a cop or you was working in the hospital or something.
Got you.
You know, but you know, I was being exposed to other cultures. And that was definitely like a culture shock for me. I was like, yo, this is wild.
That's interesting because I talk about this often. My sister went to private high school. I went to public high school. So my whole schooling experience was black and brown the whole way. The only white was my teachers until I got to college. And then that was my experience with what they call culture shock. But you got that early. Did you know it in the moment? Did you know,
no.
Shit, this is not, no, you didn't know. Okay.
Mm-mm.
So how'd you navigate? How'd you deal with it? Because that, bro, when you experiencing,
had a pass.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had a pass, and my pass was being from Philly, so that automatically made me cool. They was like, "Oh, you from Philly? Yeah. Oh, is this, that, and third is true? Yeah, that's how it goes down." And so it was more of a lot of curiosity to the suburban / country kid that is now meeting. It's the first time I'm meeting them. So for a lot of them, it was the first time them meeting someone like me.
Yep.
So and along another thing that I guess impacted was that there was no dress code, no uniform. So we could wear whatever we want. So
right, because you're coming from Catholic. Right.
Yeah, I'm over here. I had my gold chain on. I had Tim's.
No doubt.
I look like I don't belong there. And so I think that kind of made it easy because a lot of people were more like willing to. I don't want to say get to know me, but just be nosy.
Okay, I got you. Because you were so different from what they was used to. It makes sense.
Yeah. I gave it a chance. I talked to everybody. Like if I got my high school yearbook and man, I'm in like almost every other page and I'm with a different group of people. Like I can never get the groups to blend, but you see me with the
but you can move in and out of groups. I was the same way, bro. What is that? Is that a Puerto Rican thing, bro? Is that a Puerto Rican young man thing that we can move from group to group? Because I could do it too, bro.
Yeah, it was so easy, man. It's like if you want to go and I can't battle rap, but I could at the time I was like battle dancing, so I can hold that over here. Or if you want to have a knowledgeable educational conversation or whatever, I was able to talk to these kids.
No doubt.
Like, I'm applying to whatever colleges, and for me, I was acting or speaking as if I knew what I was talking about, but I was really getting game. Like, all right, so I gotta apply to colleges my junior year. All right, I'm kind of late. I can go to the counselor and I can get free applications. Bet. Because I wasn't getting that over here from the football players. And
let's touch on that for a second. Did you play football?
No, I was a boxer in high school.
I got you.
So that like
that gave you another element.
Yeah, it gave me like it solidified me more. Like, all
No
right, he ain't a
doubt.
big bot, but he can fight. Like,
Yeah, he could fight. I got you.
so
That was my next question. Um, the high school to college transition. Um, did you have help in that transition from a counselor, or what role did your mother play in that? Because I know that my mom, she was knowledgeable about the paperwork and logistics, so she was able to put me on. Like, we did it together. You know what I mean? As
I was
opposed to
lucky.
other brothers on my show that have had to figure it out on their own. So what was your experience with that?
So I was lucky. Like I said, my mom went to Drexel. She went as a non-traditional student, so she knew what the FAFSA was and all that stuff. She knew that I had to apply by certain deadlines. My counselors, they put me on to like getting fee waivers for the applications.
Yeah.
But again, I was seeking this information out too. Like
Okay.
it wasn't like the counselors were going around the schools like, hey, come to my office and this is what we can do for you. It wasn't like that.
Did you
My
know in
mom,
your mind that you wanted to go to college? Like, you wanted to do that for yourself?
yeah, because that's all I
Okay.
knew.
I got you.
Besides the other stuff, all I knew is that, all right, I'm in high school. I made it this far, and all I hear from my family, because right now I'm at this point I'm the black sheep in my family, because I'm the only one that's doing something good, and not black sheep like they hate me or anything, but no one couldn't tell me
You
anything
just doing
besides
this
my
something
mother.
different. Yeah.
Right. So basically at this time I was just like, yo, the goal is college. We go and get to college. I was so driven. I only applied to one college, which was the UD. I knew I was going to get in because, like I said, I was seeking information. Like, I knew that University of Delaware accepts 70% of their students from the state
Okay.
of the applications that they
So
receive.
your you knew your chances was already high, just
Yeah.
off the fact that you was in Delaware. Yeah.
Bro, just off of like numbers, I was just like, all right. I think my graduating class was probably like 740. I was ranking like 110 of my senior year.
Nice.
Like, and my junior year, I think I ranked like 140. So I was just like, all right, well, I'm definitely gonna get in. Like my SAT scores weren't that hot at all, but still I was like, I'm still gonna be at least within the 50%.
Yes, sir.
Like I'm gonna get in.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I ended up getting in.
So that was the only application you sent.
Yeah.
Okay, and you got in.
Yeah. And I think my plan B was to get into a trade school.
Okay.
Because I think at that time I was scared to get accepted.
Why? Because you knew it was going to be such a different experience?
Yeah.
Or you didn't want to leave your mother? Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't about. I already knew it was because I had already experienced what I didn't know at the time, culture shock.
Yeah.
So I was like, you mean that this is going to be like
times 10.
8,000 students, 9,000 students? Like,
yeah.
Oh, so I don't want to say I doubted I think I did enough to say, oh, I did it.
I got you.
So when I got when the acceptance letter came in and all that, I was like, it was a big package. I already knew what I was hitting for. I was like, wow, I got in. Mind you, I didn't know I had to write essays and all that stuff. Like for the application. Mom was like, what are you doing? So again, she saved me to yo, you got to write it out. And she was like, help me with my essay. Like, all right, you need to talk about something real. Like, you don't need to make nothing up. Just talk about your life. You're going to get in.
Yep.
And, you know, I kept it genuine. And, of course, you know, she helped me, you know, great, like my grammar and all that stuff. She's like, all right, you can't say that. Like, but, yeah, man. So when I saw that package come in, I was like, all right, well, at that point in my life, I was just like, all right, it's destiny. Like, it's either I'm going to go to college or I'm going to go to a straight school, and like whatever it was, I knew that I was going to be successful either way. Like, it just so happened that college was on my road.
Okay.
So I took that route.
Was your mother? What was your mother's reaction when she saw the acceptance letter? I'm sure she was besides herself. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, everybody was because.
Oh my God.
Like my mom, like I said, my mom went to college as a non-traditional student. When my mom graduated college, I graduated 8th grade that same year.
Okay, I got you. Wow, man. What a journey for her, man. What a journey for her to have her son, her only son, get accepted.
Right.
You know, amazing, bro.
So
God bless, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. So So yeah, man, got accepted, went to UD,
And now, okay, so right, Puerto Rican from Philly by way of Delaware, you get to
yeah,
UD and shit. Where am I? What was that like for you, bro?
lost.
Oh my God! How many
Lost.
students is UD, bro? How many students is UD?
It's probably crazy now, but
Lehigh was like 3,000 or 4,000.
nah, this is
So
probably
not
like 10.
crazy.
And then maybe 8 to 10. I don't know. It's up there,
Phew.
bro.
So
I'm
you
gonna
was
tell you like this.
lost.
I'm gonna tell you like this. To get from the dorms to the stadium, it's like a 30-minute walk.
Oh, so it's
Like
a huge campus.
You gotta catch the bus.
The
Yeah.
campus bus, right? I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, I got you. So you get there, and I mean, was it almost overwhelming for you? Because I'm gonna tell you, it was for me for a small amount of time. But then I was like, oh nah, this is fun. But when I first got there, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was super overwhelming for me. And I had got a taste of it in the summer because I had to do like their summer program to their enrichment to catch me up to speed.
I did one too. Yep.
So I did that, and I was just like, yo, this is worse than high school. I don't see nobody. I was like the only Puerto Rican, the only color in the class.
Yeah.
So
and you was conscious of that in the moment, right?
Yeah, man.
Like,
I was as soon as we pulled up into the orientation, I was just like, I looked at my mom. I was like, all right, we gonna do this, but
oh man,
yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Damn. I already know, bro. I already know. So how did you navigate that, bro? Because now, and I asked this question because there's definitely I assumed it before, but now I know for sure that there's neos watching this series. Neos are watching this series, and they're freshman neos watching this series.
Right.
So how did you navigate that, bro? How did you navigate that feeling of being lost? And then if you could kick game to the neos or to the freshmen, even interest, or even just freshmen in the audience in general that come from cities and are in these schools, kick some game. Like, how did you?
So for me, I already knew I'm a people person. I've always been a people person. I like to talk to, have connections.
I think that's what saved me too, bro. I think that's what saved me too, man.
So it wasn't a matter of finding people. It was a matter of finding home. People I could relate to. People that can, I could say something to, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I feel you." So what I did was, there's a the student hub or whatever. And I was walking through, and I went to go get some food because I was like, I don't know how else I'm gonna meet people. You gotta go to where the food is at. That's where the people gonna be at.
Yeah.
And cafeteria type thing. And I seen the Spanish people. I was like, oh hey, I didn't even get to say anything to them before they was like, yo,
just
come here.
Through. That's what's up. Yep.
So, without hesitation, I was like, all right, well, what's up? How y'all doing? Blah, blah, blah. And I think that's kind of what saved me because I got to deal with people that were going through the same thing I was going through and could basically feel where I was coming from.
Yeah.
But pretty much to go back a little bit, with the culture shock, it was beyond race. Because I feel it kind of seems like it's focused on that. Bro, it was from the buildings to the nice environment.
The environment, bro. The environment. Yeah.
To the books, to the classes, and bro, you're talking about 100-something people in the class, and you're just like, well, how am I supposed to stand out here? How am I supposed to get help from the little teacher that I'm looking at on the screen? Because that's how big the class is.
Mm-hmm.
Another culture shock I experienced. I was in a triplet, or I was in a dorm with 3 people.
Yeah.
So
I always felt bad for the people that I visited freshman year that had a triple dorm because you got no space in them triples, bro.
Yeah.
None.
So it was that type of thing, and I was with these guys. They were a little nerdy.
Yeah.
And then, I was trying to break them from the shell, but we just came from super different worlds. I was out trying to hook up with girls, and they were just trying to play Mario Smash Brothers or something. I was trying to smash something else. You know what I mean?
Turn that shit off, goddammit.
What you doing?
Go downstairs.
We grown men. I'm over here at 18. We grown men. Like we got our own spot.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That's funny, man. That's funny. So you deal with this situation, and so like now as you're moving through, you know, when do you start getting into your groove or finding your group of people? Do you ever find besides LSU, like do you ever find, you know, a group of people that you could consistently click with and rock with?
Oh yeah, this is pre LSU.
Yeah.
It was I want to say I don't know if it was the first week or the second week of school, and then we had we call it a Trabant party. It was parties in the student center, and it was like a DJ, like a dance party, like
Yep.
But I didn't know it was that type of thing. I was just like, all right, this is probably gonna be some like line dance and stuff. Like, and I'm not even talking about the frat stuff. I'm like, I just thought like country, whatever. But I'm gonna go because there's people gonna be there. Man, when it was hip hop and battle dance and I was like, yo, I found this is it. This is it right here.
I love it.
And,
love it.
Like, I don't want to say unfortunately, but the beginning of my stages do involve LSU.
Yeah.
Because my first dance battle at LSU, my bad. My first dance battle in college, like when I was already there, because I had a dance battle in like the summer, like when I went to that enrichment program. Right. But my first dance battle in college was against LSU. It was against Mikey and Brian. Man, I trashed the boys.
Yo, shout out to Mikey, shout out to Brian. I haven't seen with my eyes Mikey and Brian in many years. Shout out to Mikey and Brian.
So like, I mean, they might tell you different, like maybe they gave you a pass or whatever, but I know I took it. Like,
all right, that's what's up.
That gave me clout because Mikey was the dancer at the time. Like we talking fall 2008. No, is it fall? Yeah, we're talking fall 2008.
Yeah.
So Mikey's a neo. He crossed spring 2008. So Mikey was the hottest thing in campus and just lost to the freshman.
Yeah.
Automatic clout. But you know, they took me under their wing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I feel like that's what's missing now in college is that we're so like standoffish. And the unification's not there anymore. That we're making and forcing people to figure it out on their own, and it's just like,
and it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be that way. Yeah.
So I was thankful to have these people, Mikey, Brian. There was a lot of other people, like even other, just other friends that saw me and just took me in. Yeah, like. I was like the baby or whatever. That's what I was the baby from Philly, and we talking about like people from New York, from Philly, from DC, from all over the place. Yeah, and they took me in like, are you one of us? Like whether you like it or not, or whether you know it or not, you one of us.
Wow.
So
that's a blessing, bro. That's a blessing, man.
Yeah,
because I didn't necessarily have that, but I also knew that Lehigh's campus was, I was like, it was like on another level of wealth. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's really, there were really few, especially young men that were on that wavelength to take another Puerto Rican from the city under their wing. So I didn't really get that. So that's a blessing, man.
Yeah. And so after like that party, like I said, I don't know if it was the first or second week, like I met everybody. Like the cousins took me in there, and look, mind you, I don't know.
Shout out to the cussies. Shout out to my cussy Sands, Fall 11.
Right. I don't even know what this Greek life stuff is. Yeah. And I will never forget Diana. She hooked me up. She had me food because they had like a little kitchen in their dorm.
Love it.
She made me food. She made me feel welcomed. I was chilling, mingling with everybody. Like if I knew them, like I didn't know
amazing,
at the
bro.
time. I couldn't even like decipher people's names. Like. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was just shooting Maria. Oh, nope, no Maria.
You guessing at that point.
Guessing, bro.
So at that point, perfect segue. So how do you become involved with LSU as far as taking it seriously as an interest and an associate? What was that process like for you? So, especially now you're embedded in the Latino and Black community in UD, like you're familiar. So how does that develop now?
So interesting enough, I wasn't even an interest of LSU initially. I was
You just chilling.
Yeah, I was interested in another frat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because they bagged me initially from that summer like enrichment program.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't. I didn't. First of all, I didn't know what Greek life was, so I was just like, why I couldn't understand like why I felt like I was being hounded. Like I get I'm the only Spanish boy and you a Spanish boy too, but like chill out, dog. Like I didn't like that.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not gonna mention the other frat, because I don't want to.
Yeah. Of course.
Make it seem like this is my experience.
Yeah. Of course. No doubt.
So a couple months, like I want to say like maybe a month, no more than 2 months. Like let's say like 8 weeks passed, and I'm still chilling with Mikey and Brian, and I see that they got LSU like frat letters on. I'm like that wasn't even my wave yet, and all I knew is that they always had parties. I was always invited, and these were my guys taking care of me. Telling me where the good where the good things are at in campus.
Yep.
Go here, don't go there, whatever.
Putting you on, guiding you through. That's what's up.
Right, and then they took me to another campus, and I think they took me. I think the first time they took me somewhere, it might have been I think it might have been Taino, and it was a party. It was crazy. It was just crazy.
Shout out to Rutgers. Shout out to Taino chapter,
right.
The first chapter of our organization. Taino.
So we came back, and I was like, all right, yo, what's up? Y'all party like this all the time? And it was like, yeah, like blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, well, what's up? Like, I'm trying to chill. So it wasn't even like I said, I didn't even know the whole brotherhood and all that stuff. I didn't know what this was. I just know that people was looking out for each other, and when we were showing up to these places, they was taking care of them, Mikey and Brian, and then because I was with them, they was taking care of me. So I was like, oh, this is I can get with this.
Yes, sir.
So then right before the end of the fall semester, like before winter break and all that stuff, that's where it hit me. I was like, because I saw him strolling at like another party or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yo, what's that? And I thought it was a dance. Mind you, I'm really going to tell my age, and I already told y'all my age, so I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
When they was strolling, this is at the same time where, like, Soulja Man was hot. Like, so everyone was like, you
talking about Soulja Boy.
Yeah. And everybody was, doing the same dance.
Yeah.
So I'm over here trying to learn how, which is the club, I'm over here trying to learn how to do this new dance. You know what I mean? And they're just like, everyone's like, yo, no. I'm like, what you talking about? Like, I already beat them in the dance battle. I can do this.
You don't get it, bro. That's not, can't, don't do it.
And the funny thing is that there's a picture, and I could definitely pull it out of the archives. And I'm not a brother, and I'm in line with them. And I guess they don't know I'm in the line with them. And I'm pretty much strolling.
You just dancing.
I'm dead. I'm strolling, dog. We all like here at the same time.
I love it.
So
talk about the secret, bro. You was manifesting before you even knew.
Right.
Love it.
So then when they once everybody afterwards like, yo, you can't do that, blah blah blah. I'm like, why? And they explained it to me, not Mike and Brian, like other people. I was like, oh, this is like a frat, like a brotherhood type of thing. And it was like, yeah. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do it. And it was like, what you mean you gonna do it? I was like, I'm gonna join it. Like, I'm gonna do it. And it was like, yeah, but they gotta recruit you. I'm like, dog, I've been with them everywhere. Like, now that you're telling me, they've been recruiting me. And it was like, what do you mean? I was like, I've been going to this part. I've been going to out of state with them. I've been hanging out with them. I've been doing everything they do, and they've never even told me anything about trying to recruit me. But now that my other friends, which were females at the time, telling me her name is Kayla, she was like, yeah, they're brothers. And I was like, oh, all right, well, I'm going to do it because they treat me like a brother, so I'm going to do it.
Okay.
And then it was like, well, you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z. Like you gotta tell them, you gotta go to a meeting, an interest meeting. All right, bet. So I went up to them, to Mikey and Brian. I was like, yo, I thought this was stuff that was like set by the school or whatever. So I was like, yo, when's this interest meeting? Because I'm trying to go, I'm trying to sign up, get this paperwork done, and then let's go, let's get this thing done. Like, how much is it? And it was like, whoa, what are you talking about? Like, who told you all of this? I was like, yo, this is what I heard, so I gotta do it. So let's do it. Like, what you waiting for?
Right.
I didn't know that this was like, you have to do it like on a semester thing.
Right.
I thought it was like bang, bang, hit them up,
As
yo, let's do it.
As soon as you get the idea, just go. Nah, yeah.
We go. You know what I mean? You go disappear for a little bit, come back, boom, done. So it was like, nah, you gotta wait to the at least the spring, and that's if you get all your requirements and all that stuff done. I'm like, requirements? What you talking about? So they explained all that to me, and bro, I pledged second semester freshman.
Wow.
Yeah. So I pledged second semester freshman, and I ain't never turned back. I was started by myself, finished by myself.
Wow. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. So second semester freshman. So that means you spent, I didn't pledge. Well, I pledged once before in the fall 10, ended up dropping and then came back the next year after that. So it was the first half of my senior year that I went through. Now, my first 2 years there, I didn't even know that there was LSU on campus. It wasn't until my junior year that I actually found out, and then we got to talking, and the rest is history. But you as a freshman, now you have your entire college career in front of you, and you're a brother. So would you say that being a brother was the focal point of the last 3 years of college, or a focal point of the last 3 years of college, or was you also doing other things?
What do you mean? As far as like what? Like
as far as how you would plan your time. Would the majority of your time be dedicated to kind of the brotherhood and school, or was you doing kind of athletics? Was you back home kind of thing? Like what were your priorities after crossing?
Gotcha. So after I crossed, basically, I did dive into LSU real heavy because I felt like I owed like Zawadi something.
Yeah.
And mind you, the way I chose to pledge LSU. And I'm sorry for the viewers if some of y'all brothers might get offended by this or not, but it wasn't the colors, it wasn't the goals, it wasn't the philanthropy, it was none of that stuff. It's just that I saw Zawadi and I was like, all right, cool, yo, I can actually call these guys my brothers. Because at the end of the day, if you do your research on any organization, everybody got 4 goals. Everybody's preached brotherhood, sisterhood. Everybody preaches that they got a philanthropy. They all stroll. They all do this. We all do the same thing. We all do the same thing, whether you like it or not. I'm sorry, but is how do you grow that bond? How do you grow that attachment with somebody? Like, and even networking, bro. You talking to college kids? They're not gonna network until they graduate and well off into their careers. So throw that networking thing out the window, dog. Like, because and unless you're working in like your career already in college, then you shouldn't even be saying networking. Like, you don't even know what that is. What you networking for? What are you looking for?
Right.
What can you give? Because networking is a give and take. So, so all of that stuff I didn't even pay. I only knew about it because people were telling me, like, yo, your network, brotherhood, this. I'm like, nah, none of that. I looked at Mikey and Brian. I was like, yo, these guys are thorough. They're real. They took care of me when I first got here, not without me asking. And now we already have this bond with them.
And one of the things that I noticed when I was online and I would take my trips to Delaware and go up there and interact with your chapter was, and I saw a lot in Coba as well. There's a closeness among the brothers in y'all chapter that reminded me of the closeness of Umang, because there's only 11 of us and the chapter's not active anymore on campus, but we're all very close. We don't talk often, but you put all 11 of us in a room together and it's jokes and it's, all night. It's all night. So that's what I recall. That was what was most vivid to me about going to Zawadi. And even after I crossed, about chilling with y'all, just the familiarity. There was a real sense of closeness and trust among the brothers chapter.
And this is another thing. Like what you're saying right now, a lot of people don't, they pick up on it, but they don't understand how we do it. And I'm gonna just give y'all, like y'all LSU, y'all Neos right now. I'm gonna put y'all on game. I never put anybody online if I didn't even at least talk to their parents.
Wow. Let that sink for a second, because it's a lot of brothers.
I'll put it to you like this.
A lot of brothers that might look at that a little funny,
I've grown so close to like my chapter's families. Lewis, I don't know if you know Lewis Zawadi. He's so I pledged him in his mom's house. Cause his mom knew what was going. She already knew what was hitting for. Like, not that it was a haze session. No, it wasn't nothing like that. It was. I think people forget what LSU was really about. You know what I mean?
Which is what, bro? Which is what?
And it's hard to dive into it without.
Yeah, of course, without divulging certain information. I got you.
Right, but I feel like what LSU is really, really, really good at is exposing yourself to your true colors, and showing you what you are made of, and how you combat adversity, and what's your adversity, and how do our stories relate. And I feel like if you don't take that time with individuals, like for example, when you came to Delaware, or I don't know when it was that made you like want to give me your beret, but if we're driving X amount of hours to see each other, or spending some time with one another, it's like, yo, this is a new person that you're talking to, and you don't know what this person is gonna be capable of. 4 years down, it might be a millionaire, and
right.
not saying that just because of money or millionaire, like that you should build a bond with someone, because I treat everyone the same way. Obviously, why I got all of these joints,
no doubt.
But it's like in a time when you're pledging, sometimes you can be kind of down, but I try to be like that spark in someone's life, and just be like, yo, why are you doing this? Like, why are we here? Tell me about yourself. Who are you? What are your plans? Like, are you gonna? I'm gonna call you my brother if you make it through this. So I want to know what you're capable of. I'm capable of X, Y, and Z. Can you relate to that, or how can you uplift me, or how can I do that for you? How can we help each other? And I feel like that portion of like this new era is not. I don't want to say it's not taken seriously, but it's not enough. More time needs to be spent on it.
Okay.
So, and that's just me speaking from. I still don't even consider myself an old head. So when the younger Neos are calling me like OG and stuff, I'm humbled by it, because I don't look at myself like that. I feel like I'm an old head that can still learn from these young kids.
Yeah.
Because again, you don't know what experience they've gone through.
It's the humility to be able to understand that, everybody has something to offer. You don't know it all, and
right.
You can learn.
And that's what I try. That's what I try to figure out. Like, what role does everybody play? Because everyone plays a role, and I'm trying to figure out what game I can get from you so that I can put it in my arsenal of knowledge. You know what I mean? And so I'm not gonna say I do that with every person, because that'll make me a liar. But I at least engage in a couple topics with a few people, and you have to catch my interest quick.
Yeah.
Because I'm very, like, I don't know, my ADD or whatever kicks in. I'm like, all right, you boring, dog. Like,
yeah, man. Come and go.
Yeah, but if I find somebody that can spark my mental state, or if I feel like I can wake them up, then I'll spend that time and really build something. And that's why when I seen you do these interviews and stuff, I was like, yo, this is right up my alley. I like this, dog. Like, I haven't seen these brothers in years, and like you said, you know them, I know them, but you're getting a different side of it.
You hear some of these stories, and I'm just like, damn, this is so crazy. And I have a lot more cooking, and I can't wait to put them out. But yeah, it was just necessary. And I said, you know what? Let me highlight the bros that I know for a fact are good men you know, and then the rest, you know, the brothers that I may not know personally, that will come too, and then we'll put that out there into the world, you know. But yeah, I had to have you on, bro. I
I
had to have you.
appreciate it.
I had to. So let's deal with kind of like end of college or like, yeah, you know what? Another question that I had asked, I forgot who it was that I asked, but you know, at this point, is Zawadi active on campus right now?
Yeah, dog, we always active. We always got two.
Yeah, that I remember. My only two line brothers in the region come from Zawadi.
Yo,
Shout
bro,
out to
we
all three.
consistent, dog. We not big, but yo,
Yeah,
less is more. There's plenty of us.
yeah, see, I like that. Less is more. Less is more. Facts. So my only two LBs from the region come from Zawadi. Shout out to the chapter. I love Zawadi. What do you say? What do you think is Zawadi's legacy on UD's campus, bro? You know, you haven't been out off campus now for some years. You know, looking back, what kind of legacy did you guys create and continue to build upon?
So I think we have a lot at the University of Delaware, to the point where like these young kids now hear like stories like we some legends, and we're not, man. We just college kids that have good heads on our shoulders. But at the University of Delaware, we did a lot. I would say we definitely had the most impactful and influential events as far as like our professional events. So for example, we used to have, just to give you an idea, because I know you understand it, and I know a lot of the viewers, as far as like LSU brothers will understand, we had Dennis Feeble over probably like 2 or 3 times in our years there. So you already know the type of vibe he brings.
I'm working on it.
No, he's a beast, and I can see that. I see that streak in you, and I know you have it.
No doubt. Thank you,
so,
bro.
Like so we had like that part. He helped us with there, because, bro, if someone's good at something, you let them do it.
Mm-hmm.
So we had that on lock. As far as our professionalism and always being like on time and what's the word, punctual and all that stuff, Manny and I had that on lock. Like no one can do as much as us, and for the size of the chapter we're doing. And we're talking about, there was chapters that would be like 10 deep, 15 deep, and you still not throwing an event better than us.
Right.
And you still our grades are still up there, and we performing, and we still better than you.
Yep.
And it wasn't like a you know, I know that kind of came off like cocky or whatever, but that's just how passionate we were. It's like, yo, there's only 2 of us, and in order for us to grow, people got to see that what we can do with such little manpower.
Right.
Because like that's just what it was. So another thing we were super passionate about, which I'm sure you remember, was the blueprint.
Oh yeah,
bro. Our attendance for that.
I did. Y'all had me up there to do like 2 poems for Blueprint 3 or Blueprint 2, I think it was. Y'all had me up there. I remember that.
I think our high numbers for that would probably be like 500 people in attendance. And that's from a 2-man chapter, bro. Like that used to be super overwhelming, and I've learned a lot with that. Marketing, promotion, you know,
event
booking,
planning, organizing, all the logistics. Yes,
bro.
100%.
All the bookings you make, from DJs to getting teams together,
coordinating acts and the emails and staying outside. It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
People dropping out on you, coming up with the $1,000 prize because University of Delaware UD didn't give us. So UD didn't give us stipends.
Yeah,
like they like other Greek councils and other schools do. UD only gives a stipend to the council itself.
Okay.
But they don't give stipends to the individual chapters. Gotcha. The reason they do that is because technically sororities and fraternities are sexist, because we don't allow the other sex to be part of our organization. So like if you're in a frat, you don't let girls in. If you're in a sorority, you don't let guys in.
You don't let guys in, right. So
because there's a discrimination thing involved with it, the university doesn't give individual chapter stipends, but they give the council a stipend because there's both men and women involved.
I got you. Understood. Okay.
So with that being said, we were 18 years old trying to figure out how we're gonna get a grant that we're gonna give away for, you know, and it wasn't like to your whatever charity you want. No, that was clean for whatever team it was, or 500. And it was we say a grant because it was 500 sorority, 500 frat. we had to figure out how we was gonna do that.
Right. Right.
So
So all of
so
that, all of that
yeah,
coordination, all of that fundraising, all of that, I already know.
yeah. And then that event, like although it sounds like one event, one party, or whatever it is, it took months to prepare for that. What else? We were also traveling on the traveling stroll team. The regional stroll team was my chapter.
Wow.
Like it was me, Mikey, Brian, and Manny, a 4-man team.
Oh, okay, that I didn't know. Y'all were the regional stroll team at one point.
Yeah,
Y'all were doing
like
a lot, man. Y'all were doing a lot.
and then
High output.
And then you had like we had the step team, like that was like Copan, Oman.
Shout out to Copan.
Yeah. Had that stepping thing on a lot. You know, we could step, but not on the competing level like that. Like because we were not that we couldn't, it's that if we were gonna do it, we want to win. Like our thing was always to win, and like we could do our best, but we know that if we did our best, we were gonna win. And that's how we when I say we, I have to say we like when I was in school. Like that's how we did things.
Right.
And you don't have to do like to these young guys again with making your mark on campus. You don't have to do 1,000 events. You don't gotta do 10 events. We used to do 5 events a semester. 5.
But they were good, but they were solid. They were solid.
Easy. So you do your educational workshop, whatever it is.
Free game. Pay attention.
Right. So that's where we would hit up FIBO or some speaker, and not just any speaker, a good speaker that can outshine Zawadi. But since we booked them, we're gonna get the clout for that.
No doubt.
And FIBO used to hook us up too. I don't know if he gonna now maybe I shouldn't say that, but basically he would charge a price to the school and then charge us a different price.
Got you.
So the difference, that was us.
Got you. Request
one price, charge us a different price, then we got bread out of that.
Say less.
So you got that educational workshop. Then you got to do a freebie easy one because you got to remember it was only 2 of us. A weekly study session. Before that, I mean, I know that sounds simple, but you talking like what, 2010 now? So what? That's 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. People wasn't studying; they didn't care. So and you switch the location, give it a different scenery.
Yeah.
So that would be your second event. Your third event, we hadn't had another fundraiser because we had to come up with the rest of the bread.
Yep.
So easy stuff you can do. We used to rent a dunk tank and put it at the student center. They don't care. Nobody care who you are. They didn't care if we were LSU or Zawadi. All they know is that they put
There's
a dollar.
Dunk tank there,
they can throw 5 balls and it can pause. They can throw 5 tennis balls and bro, it didn't care if it was raining or if it was sunny. Like if anything, when it was raining or if it was cold outside, we made more sales.
Made more money, right?
Because it was like, yo, I want to dunk this more in this cold water right now.
No doubt.
So that would bring a lot of money in. I'm trying to think. And then the other 2, co-sponsorships. Football is a good easy thing to do because at the end of the day you still gotta recruit. So you can't just have girls at everything because girls can't play at LSU. Mm-hmm. So and then and this you gotta figure out how your campus works. None of these
and how your chapter's interpretation of this based on your memory.
Right.
You gave a very good skeleton breakdown of things, but of course you add your own twist to it. And like you said, how the campus works, for sure.
Right. For sure. So if your campus wouldn't go for any of this, okay, cool. You gotta do an educational one, you gotta do a fun one, you gotta do a fundraiser, you gotta do a co-sponsorship, and then you gotta figure out that last one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But
that's a good blueprint, bro.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. And
then,
you go ahead, you go ahead.
no, I was gonna say. So then, you're putting on these events, and you guys are like doing these, doing this thing and making the name for yourselves. When you graduate, when you as Chuck finish, do
Yeah.
you feel that you're leaving the chapter in good hands? Like when you leave, you know that the chapter is good.
Yeah, we left $1,000 in the bank. So, and mind you, we didn't have a bank like when I got there, because I'm the third brother in my chapter.
Yeah.
So like that was just stuck. Everything we doing was just new. So like, do I feel like I left the chapter in good standing? Yes, but at the same time, we were still only 3 or 4 brothers deep.
Right.
Like we were still like lacking in numbers, and you can say whatever you want. Oh, quality over quantity, all that stuff. But you know what? There's power in numbers. So you want to spit quotes all day, like. But and it's true. Like, if you want to grow, you need numbers. But it's your responsibility to make sure that those numbers are quality.
Right.
Eventually turn
It's
into
both.
quality. Like,
It's both
yeah.
quality and quantity. Quality and quantity. I have empathy for people that deal with quality over quantity, but
yeah. So to bring it back a little bit, my college experience was different. So I pledged second semester freshman, and I left University of Delaware. Oh, my bad. I left the University of Delaware spring 10. So I was a brother for a year at the University of Delaware before I called it quits at UD. The reason why I called it quits at UD is because of the price, the cost of schooling. My mother, she didn't sign for like Parent Plus loans or anything like that, and which I'm cool with because she was still paying off her student debt.
right.
So to acquire that debt, more debt, it would be ridiculous, and I understood that.
Yeah.
So when I looked at the cost of University of Delaware, a year and a half, I spent $15,000 there. So I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. You mean I gotta? And bro, I wasn't even. Those weren't even like. That was just normal, like a regular. That wasn't even like taking extra credits or whatever it was.
Right.
So once I made the correlation of how much it actually cost me, because I understood the value of $1, I was like, I can't do this. And thankfully, when I crossed in spring 09, Brian had graduated. And because we have a very, very close bond, he allowed me to look at his finances and his debt. Like, yo, this is how much I'm in debt. And I was like, whoa. And the job market was very tough at that time. So when I took 2 and 2 together, and I don't ever try to reinvent the wheel. I'll try to get the game for somebody else, see how it's going to work out for me. Not that I can't change it, but it gives me a good idea of how things would be for me.
Right.
So once I figured that out, I was like, Brian, I can't do that. Like, I don't want that type of debt. And I know I'm going to have to keep on taking out personal loans. I wasn't even qualifying for I still forget whether it's sub or unsub, but the bad one, whatever that one is.
The subsidized or unsubsidized loans?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't getting the one that, would accrue interest 6 months after.
Right.
I was getting the one that you keep growing.
Got you.
So I was like, no, this is not the move. So I dropped out of UD, and I took a lot of heat from that because a lot of people thought that I dropped out because of grades.
Yeah.
And that was real tough. And I was just like, how do you think I dropped out because of grades? But I pledged as a second semester freshman. Like,
right.
That goes to show you I at least had a 2.5, which I had a 2.9, a 3.0. But I had lost my scholarship. I had a scholarship to go to ED for boxing.
Okay, I got you.
But my scholarship required me to get a 3.2. I couldn't break a 3.0, so I lost it.
Yeah.
So when that was 40 G's, I lost.
Yo, how did you feel when you dropped out, bro? Like, did you well, I know that at that point you had already been self-aware enough to know that you had to do what you had to do. Did it sting at all? Yeah,
man. It hit my confidence a little bit. I thought that the partying was getting in the way. And I think my mother was scared to what I would turn back to. And at this time when I dropped out, actually met my wife.
Mm.
So Gigi met me as a scrub, dog. Like, I had nothing to offer. I could barely take her out to dinner. I didn't have when I dropped out, my mom took my whip from me. I had an apartment. She was like, "Yo, you need to figure out how to pay your rent because you a man. You dropped out of school, you a man." And I was like, "Dang." So I started working at the mall. Like I told you earlier about that public transportation, it took me 2 hours to get to the mall, bro. So I started working. That spring 10 and summer 10, and then by fall 10, I was back in college. But I went to a community college called Delaware Tech, and that's where I got my X-ray degree.
Got you.
So at this time, now that I'm an adult, that was the best decision I ever made, dog.
Of course.
Because I didn't know what I was doing, but in that transitioning of me dropping out, I had turned 23. So when I turned 23 and I went back to school, this is free game again. You're considered independent. You don't have to include your mother's or your parents.
Or nothing like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
So
okay.
and because I was already working at the mall for X amount of months, my salary, I think I made like 10 grand a year, no more than 15. I was below the poverty level. So I went to school for free. I went but it was a commuter school, so I had to like get a car. I had to drive back and forth. I need to have a car.
Right.
So you know what? I take it back. It wasn't free. I was getting.
If it wasn't free, you paid far less than what you was paying for UDEL.
So basically, I walked out with a degree at 15 grand. I spent 15 grand a year and a half at UD.
A year and a half at UDEL. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, either way, you was paying significantly less. You know, bro. Congratulations, man. That's
Thanks,
that's the kind of adversity that builds character.
So I took that to the chin, dog. I was like, dang, like I'm going to throw out this 15 that I invested over here because I don't want to keep on investing in the hole. I was going for nursing. I didn't like nursing, so it's not like I only left because of the money. Like my classes were good. I was a nursing major. I got into my clinicals. I was like, nah, I can't do that. You got to be a special person to be a nurse. I'm not that special. and what I mean by that is like the whole cleaning business.
Got you. Yeah.
And I'm good. I can't do that. So I looked at my roster and all the credits that I already had, and X-ray was it. That's how I can get most of my credits to transfer, so I didn't have to spend that much more money. And with like state grants, I was able to cover most of the bill, and I put maybe 3 years in there, and I spent the 15. So
y'all are listening really to an example of, what it just means to take your life into your own hands and to put the necessary work in order to do the things that you have to do or that you want to do. And that's exactly why, I knew none of this about you, bro. I knew none of this about you. But just based off of your character, I knew that you had to be here and, share that journey with the viewership and me, and the whole listenership and the brotherhood in general. This is what it means to grind. This is what it means to work.
Yeah, and like another thing, I feel I was gonna go with. I forget it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, listen, I wanted to shift gears anyway, and it kind of like to wrap it up because we're hitting the 2-hour mark almost. Fatherhood, bro.
Amazing.
I'm a father. I'm a father, right? Were you there for the birth?
Yep.
Crazy, right?
He's a savage.
What a moment.
What was
your moment like, bro? What was your moment like?
So, have you heard of the sunny side up thing?
Nah.
All right. So, there's something in birth that's called sunny side up. And what happens is, like your child's face comes out first instead of the top of the head.
Oh, okay. All right. So you see the face, that's the first thing that you see when he's emerging?
Well, you saw like I'm talking like a natural birth, like
yeah.
Not so a baby you're supposed to see the top of the head first.
Yeah.
like the crowning. That's what they call
Crowning,
it.
right. Mm-hmm.
Well, my son came out like this.
Okay. Peekaboo. What's up?
Yeah. So they had to push him back in, and you know, because you can like I don't know if he can break his neck or collarbone, whatever.
Yeah.
So they pushed him back in, and then he came out. But anyway, my wife and I, we did. She had me going to these classes,
Okay.
birthing classes and all that stuff. So, and I'm already in the medical field, so I really understand what's going
You're
on.
familiar, right?
Yeah, I'm not a dad that this sounds this language like I'm learning a new language because medical terminology it is a different language. So I had a one up because I understood what they were actually saying. So when my wife was giving birth, in my head I'm like, all right, it's supposed to happen like this: 1, 2, 3, like legs go up, push. I see the crowning. You know what I mean? I don't know. It can last a couple hours. It could be a couple minutes. And boom, the baby's here. So when I saw his face first, I was like, oh, my God, his face is on the wrong spot of his head. Like, I'm thinking his face is at the top of his head. Like, God, there's something wrong with my kid. So I was like
this. Yo, what up?
yeah. So I was like, oh, I was like, and these thoughts are like in like a 5-second split, like cause you still I got my wife screaming.
Bro. It's a high energy, intense, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You already know.
So I was like, yo, so my son came 5 weeks early, and like we didn't know why until like the actual birth, but we knew why why he had to come early because he had stopped growing, but we didn't understand why he stopped growing. So that's why they induced her. So basically when they pushed him back in and they pulled, and then mind you, my wife's a champ, bro. Women are strong.
Facts.
They're stronger than men.
Facts.
Like I could never do that.
Facts.
And you know what I mean? If you don't understand where I'm coming from, hopefully one day you get to see.
One day.
But 3 minutes, yo. She pushed 3 times and my son was out. Boom.
Yo, and let me tell you a quick thing, right? So when my daughter was born, she was with her mother for a while, and then, bro, I shit you not, I took her in my hands, wrapped up in a blanket, and this little newborn girl, not 15 minutes born, picked up her neck, looked at me, and smiled.
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it?
I'll never forget that moment in my life, bro.
Yeah, it's wild. That's amazing. I remember my son lifted his head up the first day too.
He did.
But,
yo,
so
crazy,
I was like, bro, you 5 weeks early. What you doing lifting up? You still not done cooking.
Take it easy.
Yeah. But so when he actually came out, my man had the umbilical cord wrapped around his neck.
Man, damn.
Yeah,
and then
it was wild, and they try to be like discreet, like real quick. But I'm just like, I do this. Like, I work in the OR, I don't, like, do the birthing stuff or whatever, but I already know how this goes.
Right.
So when I saw her do that, I was like, was that all right? She was like, it's all right. He's fine. Like, he's strong, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yo, my heart is like, oh, like, I just thought, I went from thinking his face was on the top of his head to now seeing that the umbilical cord was actually wrapped around his head.
Yep. And
then, how they got the afterbirth, like the placenta and all that stuff. It's juicy and red, and my son, this one was clear, bro. You can see right through it.
Wow.
Like that's how he wasn't getting the nourishment because it was tied around his neck.
It was tied around. Oh man, that's crazy. And so what happened? Did they put him in the baby ICU for a little while, attached to things? Like,
so, and I know this is gonna sound like this is what a father is supposed to say, but I truly believe my son's here for a reason. Like, he was out the hospital in 2 days, and he was less than 5 pounds. It was 4 pounds.
He was cleared to just come home. So you had a 4-pound baby in the crib.
Yep. That had the umbilical cord around his neck and came home 5 weeks early.
Bro, how has this whole experience, not just the birth, not just the umbilical cord and the 5 weeks, but the whole experience of being a father, has this
Oh, now he's a grown
changed?
baby. So
Well, I mean,
so
now at this point, but I'm saying like
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
experience as a whole of becoming a father, has this shifted your paradigm?
Yeah, man. Everything I do is about him. And again, this sounds like what a parent's supposed to say, but I didn't know what I was capable of until he came here. He came into the world. Um, it's I thought I already was already like humble and practicing like humility and all that stuff. But you can always do more, and you'll find that out what you're capable of when you have a child. Like when you are responsible for another human being, there's nothing I wouldn't do for that boy. Like, and it's just wild. It's wild. I've never felt like this for anyone. That's it. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
It's crazy.
I'm with you 100%, man. I'm with you 100%. Listen, we gotta wrap this up, man.
Yes, sir.
For a minute. Yo, I can't wait until we link in person, bro. So we could do this in person, no cameras, and just build, bro.
Word.
The energy, you're a
So
solid dude.
wait, where you at in New York now?
I'm in the Bronx, man.
Bronx.
I'm in the Bronx, New York. So I mean, born and raised here. The only time I ever left was when I went to Lehigh. Was when I went to PA for those 4 years, and then I came back, and I just been here. So I'm working with Teach Middle School. I've been doing that for the past. I've been teaching middle school in the school system for 4 years, but then since I graduated in various programs, since I've graduated, bro, just working with young people the whole time. My daughter was born in 2016. She'll be 4 in January. And yeah, man. Yeah, I'm over
Many
here
blessings
grinding.
to her.
Thank you, my brother.
To her. Yeah.
Thank you. I said, let me put this together for our brotherhood and to get some.
Why'd you do this? Like, not because you don't have to. Obviously, you don't have to. You could.
I don't have to, but you know what? I've been thinking a lot. Along the lines of what you're talking about with The Secret. I've been really dealing with my metaphysical studies recently, and getting into the power of the conscious mind and the subconscious mind and things like that. And I just had a download, bro. I had a download in my mind. I said, I should do a show. And this is a thought that just came. I said, I should do a show where I interview brothers, because this is a niche that I have. No one's doing it. I got the person that, I'm not scared of the camera. I'm not scared of, putting myself out there. And I said, I'm going to call it Upstanding Upsilons.
Yeah, and I like that.
Right then and there, as I had the idea, the first bro that I called was Gilly from Koba. I said, yo, I want you to be my first episode. He agreed, but there was a little time delay, so I ended up having Randy M from Andy's as the first brother, who I have a very close relationship with off camera. And bro, it started with an idea. But really, I'm doing this to show how all it takes is an idea, and then the willingness to execute on the idea. It's the execution of the idea. Like, it's cool to have ideas and everything like that, but if you just let them sit, they're only dreams, bro.
Right.
And this is an exercise in the creative power of a man who is able to birth ideas in his mind and bring them forth into this physical reality. That's what I'm doing here.
Got you.
It started in my mind first, bro. And I'm already 10 episodes deep. And I got some surprises.
I'm sure you do, though. I'm gonna keep posted. I bet so I got an hour drive to work, and I listen to your
That's what's up.
Yep.
That's what's up. I appreciate you. And I'm learning so much about these bros, and a large part of what I've been talking about is I do these shows for the younger bros in the organization and for prospective members. Maybe there's a chapter out there that might want to show a clip of this episode at an interest meeting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or at
and to your young brothers right now, feel free to hit me up. Like I said, I'm actually about to go upstairs now and be active again and start getting into the loop of things, and just so I can guide these young men, or just act as another resource for y'all. Like, You know what I
Facts.
mean? I'm very open to let y'all know the knowledge that I know. If it don't work for you, cool. I could probably direct you to somebody else that can provide what you need.
Facts.
You know what I
And
mean?
and that's what this is about. That what you just did right there, that's what this is about. And it's the
Yeah.
vulnerability that you demonstrated in being open and being able to talk about, because there's going to be non-Greek related people that are going to watch this, but
Right.
even like for me, that's even better because it shows that, yo, you could be an open, confidently vulnerable man and still maintain your virility. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Your strong sense of manhood.
Well,
And
that's
that's
a
what
$5 word right there.
facts, man. You know what I mean? Lehigh, Uman, you know what I'm saying? But my brother, any last words that you want to drop on the viewership or the listenership? You know, young brothers that might be listening, even the sisters. Shout out to the muse that might be listening.
Yo.
Just in general, anything you want to leave with the people, bro.
Yeah, man. Focus on yourselves. And I'm talking to fathers. I'm talking to husbands. College students. Just people in general. You can't take care of nobody else without taking care of yourself. I practice that now, even with my son. It could be something as simple as, you know, he's hungry or whatever it is. But if he's not eating, well, guess what? Daddy got to eat and take care of himself, because I need my energy and my mental state to be good so I could take care of you.
Yep.
So same thing with you guys. Y'all got to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, so that you can handle your everyday duties and be good at it. You know what I mean? And that's it. Take care of yourself. And that's what I was going at earlier with that self-care stuff.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
do whatever it is that you need to do to release your stress and to prepare you for the next day.
Love it. Love it. My brother Chuck, I thank you so much for joining me tonight. You are truly an upstanding Upsilon, and you're a better man. You're an amazing father, amazing husband. I appreciate you. And, you know, I just thank you, bro. I just thank you, my brother.
No, I appreciate you doing this and really shedding light on these brothers that, you know, I think you're going to start making more brothers, like older brothers that are alumni, that are not active. I think you're going to bring them back. I think this is a nice segue to bring them in.
Older brothers, hit me up. We need to hear from you too.
For sure. That's the knowledge right there. Not that you young bulls are not the knowledge, but you got to see, to know where you're going, you got to know where you come from. Everybody know how that works.
Chuck, I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, pa.
Peace.